Ladies and gentlemen, there's a silent enemy lurking in our minds, one that holds us back from achieving greatness and living fully. That enemy is negative thinking. If you want to unlock your potential, you must declare war on this foe. It's time to kill your negative thinking. Negative thinking doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It's often rooted in something deeper, something we've either experienced, learned, or absorbed over time. To defeat it, you must first recognize where it's coming from. Think of negative thoughts as uninvited guests in your mind. They don't walk in without a reason. And sometimes the source is past failures. Maybe you've tried and fallen short, and those experiences planted seeds of doubt. Every time you recall those moments, they reinforce the belief that you're not capable or that success isn't meant for you. It's easy to let past disappointments shape future expectations, but doing so only creates a vicious cycle of negativity. Other times, the negativity comes from external influences. The people you surround yourself with, the media you consume, and even casual conversations can subtly implant ideas that limit you. Maybe someone told you, "You'll never be good at this," or "That's just how life is." Over time, you start to believe those voices, even if they're not true. Fear is another common source. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of change. It paralyzes us and feeds negative thoughts like, "What if I'm not good enough?" Or, "What if everything goes wrong?" Fear magnifies doubt and gives it a louder voice, drowning out any optimism or hope. And then there's the internal critic, that voice inside your head that's always quick to judge and slow to forgive. It magnifies small mistakes, makes you question your abilities, and convinces you that you're less than you really are. "Mr. Speaker?" "Yes," the audience calls out. Recognizing these sources isn't about blaming yourself or others. It's about awareness. Without awareness, you're fighting an invisible enemy. But once you identify where these thoughts are coming from, you take the first step in weakening their power. Awareness allows you to question the validity of those thoughts. Instead of accepting them as truth, life throws curveballs at all of us. Some days, you wake up feeling on top of the world, and other days it feels like the world is on top of you. But here's the truth. While you can't control every situation you face, you have full control over how you respond to it. That's the power of your mindset. Your mindset isn't something you're born with, it's something you cultivate. It's the lens through which you view the world, the filter that shapes your perception of events. When your mindset is in control, no external circumstance can completely derail you. But when you let your mindset run wild, every challenge, setback, or criticism feels like an insurmountable mountain. Think about the role of perspective. Two people can face the exact same situation, but their responses can be worlds apart. One sees a failure and thinks, "This is the end," while the other sees it and thinks, "This is a lesson." What's the difference? It's not the event, it's the mindset. Now let's talk about how negativity takes control when you don't manage your mindset. It starts small. A passing thought like, I don't think I can do this. That thought, left unchecked, grows into a belief. Before you know it, your mind is running a narrative that says, I'm not smart enough, I'll never succeed, or this is just who I am. And the more you believe those thoughts, the more they shape your decisions, your actions, and ultimately your life. But controlling your mindset isn't about suppressing those thoughts or pretending they don't exist. It's about acknowledging them and deciding they don't define you. When a negative thought arises, you have a choice. You can entertain it, let it linger, and allow it to spiral, or you can challenge it. You can ask yourself, is this true? Is this helpful? What can I do instead? Mindset control also means setting boundaries. It's about being intentional with what you allow into your mental space. You wouldn't leave the doors of your house open for just anyone to walk in, so why let your mind be any different? Pay attention to the conversations you engage in, the media you consume, and the people you surround yourself with. If they feed negativity, they don't belong in your mental space. So, taking control of your mindset requires consistent effort. It's not a one-time decision. It's a daily practice. Every thought is an opportunity to steer your mind in the right direction. It's about catching yourself in those moments when doubt creeps in and choosing a different path. When you learn to master your mindset, you stop being a victim of circumstance and start being the architect of your own life. Nature abhors a vacuum, and the mind is no exception. If you remove negative thoughts, but don't replace them with something positive, the negativity will creep back in, stronger than before. To truly break free from destructive thinking, you must actively fill your mind with empowering ideas and uplifting beliefs. Negativity is persistent. It thrives on repetition. A single negative thought might not seem harmful, but when it's repeated often enough, it becomes a belief. That belief shapes your actions, and your actions create your results. So the only way to disrupt this cycle is to replace negative thoughts with positive ones. Thoughts that build you up instead of tearing you down. Start by feeding your mind with the right material. What you read, listen to, and watch matters. Every book you open, every podcast you tune into, every conversation you engage in is either planting seeds of positivity or watering the weeds of negativity. Make it a priority to consume content that inspires, motivates, and uplifts you. Whether it's a book about personal growth, a speech that energizes you, or a conversation with someone who believes in you, every positive input counts. Affirmations are another powerful tool. You might think they're just words, but words have power. Repeating affirmations like, I am capable, I am worthy, or I can overcome any challenge, might feel unnatural at first, but over time, these words sink into your subconscious, replacing the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. Surrounding yourself with the right people is equally important. The people in your life influence your mindset more than you might realize. If you're constantly around negativity, people who complain, criticize, or doubt, it's hard to stay positive. But when you surround yourself with individuals who encourage you, challenge you to grow, and celebrate your wins, their positivity becomes contagious. Another key is to focus on gratitude. Negativity often stems from what we think is lacking in our lives, what we don't have, what we haven't achieved, or what's gone wrong. Gratitude shifts your focus to what's already good. By acknowledging and appreciating even the smallest blessings, you create a mental environment where positivity can thrive. You focus on the good, and the good will emerge from that which you have less faith in. Replacing negativity with positivity isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing where to direct your energy and attention. When you actively focus on what's possible, what's good, and what's worth striving for, you create a mindset that's resilient and empowered. Negativity loses its hold because your mind becomes so full of positivity that there's simply no room for doubt, fear, or limitation. Negative thinking thrives in stagnation. When you're stuck, when you're overthinking, when you're sitting idle, it's easy for negativity to take over. Thoughts like, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? Or what's the point? Grow louder when there's nothing to drown them out. That's why action is so powerful. It breaks the cycle. It's the antidote to negativity. Taking action forces your mind to shift gears. Instead of dwelling on doubts and fears, you focus on what needs to be done. Even the smallest step forward can disrupt the spiral of negative thinking. When you act, you create momentum. And momentum has a way of silencing that inner critic, because you're too busy doing to worry about failing. Action also brings clarity. Negative thinking often stems from uncertainty. You might feel paralyzed because you don't know what the outcome will be, or you fear making the wrong decision. But the truth is, clarity doesn't come from overthinking, it comes from doing. When you take action, you gather information, gain experience, and learn what works and what doesn't. Each step forward gives you more confidence and reduces the power of doubt. Another reason action is so effective is that it gives you a sense of control. Negativity often makes you feel powerless, like life is happening to you instead of for you. But when you act, you take back that control. You stop being a passive observer of your life and start being an active participant. Whether it's setting a goal, making a plan, or simply getting started, every action you take is a declaration that you're in charge. Captain of a ship commanding the sea. And let's not underestimate the power of accomplishment, no matter how small. Each time you complete a task, even a minor one, you prove to yourself that you're capable. That success, no matter how small, chips away at the foundation of negativity. It's hard for negative thoughts like, I can't do this, to survive when you have proof staring you in the face that says, I just did. Action also connects you to a sense of purpose. When you're actively working towards something meaningful, negativity doesn't stand a chance. Your energy and focus are channeled into creating, building, and achieving. There's no room for doubts or fears because your mind is occupied with something bigger. Even imperfect action is valuable. Waiting for the perfect plan or the right moment often leads to inaction, and inaction feeds negativity. But when you act, even if it's messy, you're moving forward. Progress, no matter how small, is more powerful than perfection.